Hey guys, this is Harish from MySmartPrice, and today I'll be looking at the Galaxy Note 3 versus Sony's Xperia Z1. Both devices are flagship devices and have been launched last month and come with their own set of unique features. So let's delve in and see which device is better for your needs. So let's start off by taking a look at the design on both devices. Let's start off with the Galaxy Note 3. The Note 3 looks similar to other Samsung Galaxy devices that have been launched over the last year. However, a notable difference is the faux leather back and the stitching on the sides. The back does look quite different, although it is still constructed of plastic, which is an issue because when you're holding it, you do have that plasticky feel to it, but it is comfortable to hold when you're using it on a daily basis. Now let's talk about the design of the Sony Xperia Z1. The Z1 follows a similar omnibalance design as seen on other Xperia devices like the Z and Z Ultra, and you can make out from the design of the device that it is a high-end device and one that costs around 40,000. You can see the aluminium frame that is there on the sides, and the device comes with a shatter-resistant glass at the front and as well as the back. The Z1 is also dust and water resistant as other Xperia devices we've seen thus far this year, and features a loudspeaker grill that is covering the entire bottom, which is a great addition because in other devices it was only over to the side, which made the sound muffled. There is no such issue on the Z1 however, and that is a great thing to note. And although the device is dust and water resistant, Sony did not include a cover for the 3.5mm jack, which is great because you don't have to remove the cover every time you need to plug in a headset. And at the side of the device we have the power button, which is metallic, and the volume rocker is right beneath that. And here we have a dedicated camera key which works directly from the lock screen mode. So even if your device is switched off, you can directly access the camera by pressing the button, which loads the camera UI and allows you to take images and videos directly from the same UI. That is a great addition and allows you to take images and videos very fast. Now let's take a look at the screen quality on both devices. The Note 3 and the Z1 come with Full HD screens. The Note 3 has a 5.7-inch variant while the Z1 has a 5-inch Full HD screen. One thing that Samsung has done right with the Galaxy Note 3 is by including a much larger screen in a marginally bigger body than the Z1, as you can make out. So there's not much difference in terms of the size of the devices, but the Galaxy Note 3 has a 5.7-inch screen as seen against the Z1's 5-inch screen, so that's a good thing. Sony has included the Triluminous technology in the Z1, which is the same as what it uses in its Bravia line of TVs. This technology allows for clearer and more vivid images with better contrast. The Galaxy Note 3 comes with a Super AMOLED screen which features a different pixel arrangement. This mobile comes with a diamond pixel arrangement, which is much better than what previous generation AMOLED screens matched, and it reduces graininess by a lot. Let's take a look at actual vibrant image quality and see how they differ. As you can see, both screens being Full HD versions offer great image quality and contrast as well as black levels. And if you can see on the Note 3, the viewing angles are excellent and you can make out the image even though you're at a 180-degree viewing angle. The viewing angles on the Z1 are not as great as what you saw on the Galaxy Note 3, but it's still much better than earlier generation devices. As you can see, the contrast starts fading out as soon as you look at the device from a tilted angle, and you do see that the colors of the image looks a little washed out as long as you're not looking at the screen directly. This is not as noticeable an issue as it was on earlier devices, but it's still a little bit of a concern. Now let's take a look at the Galaxy Note 3's UI. Samsung included the latest version of its TouchWiz Nature UX on this device, and it's noticeably faster and better than what we've seen on devices like the Galaxy S4. And Samsung has included a lot of additional features that are exclusive to this device that make use of the S Pen that comes with it. As you can notice, once you remove the S Pen from its dock, you get this action window from which you can undertake many actions. So that was screen write. So it takes a screenshot and allows you to annotate it and then save it in your gallery directly. So that is a nifty feature. Another nifty feature is multi-window, which you can access from here. The sidebar lets you access different apps and After you load an app, you can load another one on the same screen by clicking on that. And as you can see here, we have Twitter as well as Chrome on the same screen at once, which allows for true multitasking. This makes use of the Galaxy Note 3's 5.7-inch screen and is one of the best features we've seen on the device thus far. The Z1 also has its own set of nifty features, and Sony has done a great job in ensuring that the UI is smooth and lag-free. This is one of the smoothest and better UIs we've seen on a manufacturer device till now, and is a delight to use. The transitions are very smooth. Another cool customization feature is themes. Themes have been something that Sony has been doing very well for years now, and it's no different on the Z1. You can customize your device to a great extent, and the themes that are included on the device are really great and look quite good. Another nifty feature is mini apps, which you can access from the multitasking menu. So you click on a mini app and it will load a mini instance of that app, and you can also click on another mini app and it will load alongside that. So you can have a total of 3 mini apps on the screen at the same time, and this mimics the same interface and functionality as we've seen with Samsung's multi-window. Now let's talk about camera functionality and features. The Note 3 comes with a 13 megapixel camera that is quite good at shooting images as well as video, and it comes with the same set of features and modes as we've seen in other devices like the Galaxy S4. You have the rich tone mode, which is HDR, as well as an eraser mode, which lets you remove elements from an image dynamically, as well as a panorama and a 180-degree panorama mode, as well as night shot, which enables you to take images in low light conditions, as well as an auto mode, which recognizes the best settings for an image. You have the usual set of features and settings that you can access very comfortably, and the image quality and video quality in daylight conditions is really good, although the camera suffers when it comes to taking images and video in low light conditions. Samsung is looking to rectify that with next year's models. Coming over to the Z1 comes with a 20.7 megapixel Exmor RS sensor, which essentially is a larger sensor that allows you to take better images and videos. Camera quality is one of the main features on the device, and as such Sony has included its Bion's image processing unit, which it normally uses in its DSLRs, on the Z1. That makes a noticeable difference in terms of real-time processing, and as such on the Z1 you see features like time shift mode, which allows you to take 61 images in under 2 seconds. And it also has a lot of other cool features and settings like Info Eye, similar to Google's Goggles feature. It scans information like barcodes and tourist locations as well as books to get relevant information about that from the web directly onto the image itself, which is a nifty feature. Another great addition to the camera is how intuitive it feels. As you can see, I'm shaking the device quite a lot, but there is no noticeable lag. This is because the camera scan rate is much higher than any other camera that is there on a mobile now. So as you can see, you do not see any noticeable lag even if you shake the device quite a lot. Now let's take a look at time shift burst mode. This mode takes 61 images in 2 seconds, and it takes 30 images before you click the shutter and 30 images after, and allows you to select the best one or use all 61 images directly. The auto mode on the device is also much better than what we've seen on previous offerings, and manages to select the best settings for light and color balance for every setting almost all the time correctly. One negative thing about the image quality is that Sony's noise reduction algorithm tries to oversharpen the image when you view it at a 100% zoom angle. So this leads to the occurrence of slight squarish patterns on curved surfaces. Another cool trick we just discovered is that if you pinch inward on the gallery mode, it takes you back to the camera UI. Let's talk about battery life on the devices. The Note 3 comes with a larger battery, which is basically negated because of the larger screen size on the device. However, the Note 3 does manage to provide better battery life when seen against the Z1. That being said, Sony is set to launch an update later this month which will address the battery life, and which will ensure that the battery lasts for at least 2 days of normal usage. Currently, the Z1 lasts an entire day, no matter how heavy the usage is. So the Galaxy Note 3 is currently available in India for 45,000 and the Z1 can be bought for somewhere around 40,000, and the Z1 comes with a lot of goodies that include a 5000 mAh battery pack as well as other additional goodies like free 3G data for 2 months and a smart cover which you can use with the device. The Galaxy Note 3, while being a great device, doesn't feel as premium when you're holding it, and it doesn't feel like a device that costs 40,000 when you look at it, and it feels very lightweight, which is a bit of a concern considering how big it is, while the Z1 is perfectly weighted and feels really good when you're holding it in your hand on a day-to-day basis. And we would also like to talk a little about connectivity at this stage. The Galaxy Note 3 does not come with LTE connectivity, but the Z1 does. However, you cannot use the LTE connectivity feature on the device in India because it does not have the frequency that the Indian LTE carriers have. To know more about LTE connectivity in India and what devices you need to consider, check out MySmartPrice blog where we have a detailed look at what devices and LTE connectivity is available in the country. Also, thanks to Bixi Mobiles for providing us with the Galaxy Note 3. Do check out their retail stores to see a live demo of the Galaxy Note 3 in action. Continue to check out MySmartPrice to get the latest deals and offers in consumer electronics. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.